What's up, guys? Owen here, back with another Ham Productions video. Today, we're going to be doing an NFL mock draft. I did one, videos into my channel or something. I think it was my second video, and this is before free agency. This is, about, midway through February. I think it was, a week after the Super Bowl. So, again, we didn't really know which teams are, targeting, which players, but now we can confidently say that, free agency is about over, and now we know what positions teams need to be targeting. So, yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and let's get started with the NFL mock draft. Hold up now. The first pick, Chicago Bears will be taking Caleb Williams. I honestly think this is, in hindsight, the right move. You don't have to pay Justin Fields. Worst case scenario, Caleb Williams. You're not spending tons of money. But at the same time, it's like I want him to keep Justin because I think he's got the talent. But again, they're NFL GMs. I'm just, a guy, sitting in the chair or whatever, making a mock draft. So they probably know more than me, but at the same time, don't know if I agree with it that much. But you know what, it is what it is. But now we got the Washington Commanders, and I think they're gonna take Jaden Williams in the spot. I like Drake May, but I don't think he's better than Jaden Williams, and I think Jaden Williams is more talented. I think that he can, throw the ball 70 yards and run for, another 100 on top of that. I like Drake May, but I did not like what I saw out of him last year. As a Syracuse fan, it's in the ACC. Obviously, I was watching a lot of ACC games. I didn't think he was that good. I think he's good, but he's not that good. And I thought that if he would have played in the bowl game, I feel like he could have proved more. But what I saw, I don't think he proved much. And I get the Patriots, and I think they got to take Drake May with a spot. If you're gonna get Drake May following them, they got to take him. They were talking about maybe getting a quarterback in free agency. They got Jacoby Brissett, but Kobe Brissett's a good backup, but he's a good starter. You know what I mean? Guys like that they're good backups, but they're not good starters. Now I get the Cardinals, and they're gonna take Marvin Harrison Jr. Really good pick. Again, this is what most people have. I think Mel Kiper, I think, has this as his first four. This is what I agree with. And so now we get the Los Angeles Chargers, and honestly, this is a tough spot because you got tons of players you could draft. You could draft Joe Alt. You could draft Brock Bowers. You could draft Malik Neighbors, Romeo Dunze. It's gonna be tough for them, honestly. Just speaking from a Bills fan, but overall just like an NFL watcher. This is gonna be tough. But honestly, I think in such a receiver-heavy draft, I think you got to go with Joe Alt with this pick. You can get Xavier Legette and Keon Coleman and their pick with a second round. Like they can get a talented, receiver with their second round pick. I think that they have a second round pick. Either way, receiver heavy draft. You don't need to take one in the first 10 picks, especially when you have I think bigger needs because your franchise quarterback got injured, and got out for the season last year. Now you have the New York Giants. And honestly, I don't like what they're trying to do. A lot of people are rumoring that they're going to take JJ McCarthy with this pick, which I do not like. I'm not trying to be a JJ McCarthy hater here, but I just don't think he's like a true top 10 pick talent. And honestly, I think the best option for them is taking Malik Neighbors out of LSU, one of the best wide receivers in this draft. He's the second best behind Marvin Harrison, and there's not really a big gap between the two. I think it would be a good pick, for them taking Malik Neighbors. Now we got the Tennessee Titans, and they're going to take the off the tackle at Penn State. I do not know how to pronounce his name, but he's a stud. I know he's good. I've seen him play before. I think he's going to be, a great offensive tackle. And, Tennessee had the worst, offensive line in the league last year, so I got to get one in the first round. Now we got the Falcons. And, they have Kyle Pitts. They don't need a quarterback. They just got, and I think they're going to take Dallas Turner with this pick. I think that's the best pick for them. You can't take McCarthy. I mean, could, but at the same time, it's like, why have a quarterback just sit behind Kirk Cousins for tons of years? Now we get the Bears again, and they already have a decent tight end, and I think they're going to take Romeo Dunze with this pick. Now, I want the Bills to draft him. If he can somehow fall to, pick 15, the Bills could trade up and get him, but he is, in my opinion, as good as Harrison and Neighbors. He's not talked about enough, but his work ethic is, amazing, and that's why I think, whoever drafts him is getting a great wide receiver prospect. I get the Jets, and they're going to take Brock Bowers with this pick, I think. Best pick for them, in my opinion. So, yeah, it's pretty obvious what they're going to do. All right, I'm going to scroll down here so we can see the other teams. Now we get the Vikings. This is going to end up perfectly for them. They're going to end up taking J.J. McCarthy with this pick. Pretty obviously. I mean, if he's there, they're going to take him. They're not going to stick with Sam Darnold. If I'm having, a quarterback competition, maybe one learning from the other, because Sam Darnold's not an amazing quarterback, but getting to learn from him would be good. A little bit, because, he's been in the NFL since Josh Allen's been in the NFL. Having a little bit of, a person who's played the game before and, has had to make, tough decisions in an NFL game, I think it'll be good. Now we got the Broncos, and, they need a defensive tackle. They need an edge rusher. I think the edge rusher from UCLA is the play here. Again, I do not know how to pronounce his name, but that's a good. That's the right pick, in my opinion. Now we got the Raiders, and I think that they're gonna take Terrion Arnold with this pick. They need a cornerback. I know they're hosting Tre'Davious White for a visit, but as a Bills fan, well, Trey White's obviously the first pick of the Brandon Beane era for always be like I wouldn't say a legend in Buffalo, but he would be. He's not like the most consistently healthy player, so I think taking another quarterback would be nice. New Orleans Saints are up now, and I think they're gonna take Kailis Fuaga. I think I'm pronouncing that right, but yeah, pick 14, 14th best prospect, perfect. Now we have the Indianapolis Colts and they need a quarterback, and I think they're going to take Quinyon Mitchell here. Honestly, I think he's like one of the best quarterbacks in this draft. I think he's awesome. His combine was amazing, and I think he's going to be like an amazing player for you for a few years to come. I would say. Now we get the Seattle Seahawks, and honestly, I don't know. There's not that many fits for them. But I think you might as well just take the best player on the board and get Jared Verse. You know what I mean? You might as well just get the best guy on the board. Now we got the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they need a cornerback, they need a wide receiver, they need an offensive tackle. I think they're gonna take Troy Fontanu. Um, I think they could take Brian Thomas Jr., but again, obviously they have been getting wide receivers. They got Gabe Davis, and again, you don't need to waste your first round pick on a wide receiver. Not waste, because obviously these guys have tons of talent, but at the same time, you're not missing out on you're not missing out. You're not going to get a good bad wide receiver. I'm saying you're going to get a good wide receiver in the second or third round. Guys like Roman Wilson, Xavier Legette, tons of great guys still in the later rounds. So teams won't feel the need to get these great wide receivers. Now we got the Bengals, and they're not trading T Higgins. I know that, and they're probably not gonna. They're probably not gonna resign, but they're not trading T Higgins because why would you want to trade T Higgins? And so I think they're honestly gonna take off tack off, and they're taking a Mary Smith with this pick. Now we got the Los Angeles Chargers, and again, not really that many, needs on the board, but I think they're taking Jerzon Newton, Johnny Newton right here. They need a D tackle. Obviously, the president's going to be missed, with Aaron Donald retiring, and I think that'll be a perfect replacement. He's a beast. I think he's awesome. I've seen his, tape and stuff. He's a great player. And now we got the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they need an offensive tackle and need a wide receiver. But, I want the Bills to take this guy, but he's not falling to 28. I think Brian Thomas Jr. is the play here. Like, he's one of the most talented wide receiver in the class. He's, like, one of the most underrated. Being able to be picked at pick 20 would be a steal for the Steelers. And then they would have, a wide receiver room of Pickens, Brian Thomas Jr., and again, you can get a good wide receiver in the late round. So, yeah, I think Steelers will be building an amazing, team by the end of, I should say. By the start of May, they should have their team layout, planned out, and they should be a scary team. Now, we get the Miami Dolphins, and they need offensive tackle, need offensive guard. J.C. Latham, right there. Perfect. Again, nothing really more to say. Talented offensive tackle, be perfect since they've lost like a million offensive, linemen, and their offensive line wasn't healthy last year and didn't play great. And having J.C. Latham there, he could learn after Teron Armstead, or just if Teron Armstead's hurt or if he loses bad, or he's playing right tackle. Either way, he'll be in a good situation in Miami. Now I have the Eagles, and they need a cornerback. They need they might actually need a center since Jason Kelsey's retiring. But I mean, Chop Robinson's there, Nate Wiggins, Cooper DeJean, and honestly, I think the best pick right here would be Nate Wiggins. I think he's perfect. Cooper DeJean would be good too because he can play cornerback and safety. But we're just gonna take the best corner prospect pretty much available. We're gonna take him. Now we got the Vikings. And then we already, picked a quarterback with them. So now they need offensive guard, defensive tackle, cornerback, a wide receiver. And honestly, with this pick, I think that I could see him taking Cooper DeJean, playing that safety cornerback hybrid. And, maybe him learning from Harrison Smith would be good too, just because Harrison Smith's a veteran. Having that veteran presence as with a rookie is huge because, like, again, you don't know what it's like to be in the NFL. Meanwhile, these guys have been playing for a while. It's just good to learn. I'll get the Cowboys, and they need offensive, center, and they're going to take Jackson Powers Johnson with this pick. I think he's a talented center, and I think it would be a great pick for them. Now we got the Green Bay Packers. They need an offensive tackle. Not really many on the board. They don't really need an edge rusher. They don't really need a defensive tackle. So I think they're going to take Kool-Aid McKinstry with this pick. He was looking like a top 15 pick. Then he got hurt at the combine. People are forgetting, like, is he that good? But he's still good, and I think they're going to take him with this pick. Now we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they're going to take Chop Robinson with this pick. I think this would be an amazing pick for them at pick 26. So, yeah, again, he had an amazing combine. They just, released Shaq Barrett. And, having him on the defense, would make it amazing. Vita Vea, Chop Robinson. It would be amazing for them. Now, we got the Arizona Cardinals, and they're going to take Brian Murphy with this pick. I think he's, honestly, second best defense tackle in this class. I would say as good as Jerzon Newton, just, he's not, as coveted, it looks like, for some reason, as him. But again, would be an amazing pick. Would be honestly ideal first 2 picks for the Cardinals. But now we have the Buffalo Bills, and really, I think with this pick, we're either going to take, Keon Coleman or Donnie Mitchell, or we're going to trade back. But this is going to be a strict, you know what I mean, first round pick. A lot of people don't like Keon Coleman. But if you've seen his combine, obviously, he's not the fastest receiver in the world. But at the same time, he runs good. If you've seen his, where he runs horizontally, I don't know exact name for the drill. He's fast. He runs like 20 miles per hour when doing that. Donnie Mitchell's also really good. We could take Graham Barton, but I think we got a plan for offensive lineman. And honestly, if the guy's there, I think we need to take a Donnie Mitchell in this spot. I think he's, one of the better, wide receivers in this draft. And I honestly think he'd be perfect at pick 30. At pick 28, even though he's 32nd, he had a good combine, and I think he'd be perfect for the Bills. Now, we got the Detroit Lions. They need edge rusher, they need cornerback, they need defensive tackle, or offensive guard, or wide receiver. And I think, honestly, right here, you got to take Keon Coleman. Like, it would be an amazing pick for them. Now, we got the Baltimore Ravens, and honestly, with all these, guys on the board, I think the best pick, as you can see off his tackles they need, I think Tyler Guyton would be the pick here. Be the right pick, honestly. Now, we got San Francisco 49ers, who also need an offensive guard and an offensive tackle, and I think Graham Barton here would be the pick. Now, we got the Kansas City Chiefs, and most wide receivers are off the board, but Xavier Worthy isn't, and I think they got to go with Xavier Worthy here. And that's the draft. Hopefully, you guys like this draft. If you did, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.